Hello, my name is John Ruland, and this is one of my stories that I've wrote, and it is called The Lost Hotel. And the computer's going to be talking. It's a pretty long story. And this is chapter 2, Finding Something Special.
The Lost Hotel, Chapter 2. Found 2 half-human bears. Copyright John R Ruland III, November 29th, 2014. Jack, me. Jane, wife. Joe, guy at front desk. Betty, owner. Manny, owner's husband. Hank, teaching science in the local college. Sally, female bear. Moose, male bear. In the backwoods one night we see something moving around and we went out to check. There was nothing there. I went out the next day to see if I could find any tracks that might give us a clue on what it was. As I was looking around, it seems to be a footprint of a bear. But the imprint was bigger than a bear paw. If what made this was even bigger than a bear, I don't want to be out here when it shows up. I keep looking around and all I saw was the big footprints all around. Then I come onto a footprint of a man. The print was huge. It was twice the size of my foot and I wear a size 14. This guy must be 10 feet tall. If this is the one that has been taking stuff from the hotel, we will leave some food out on the picnic tables tonight with a camera running to see if we can catch this person red-handed taking the food. So we set things up and it was not long after dark when something showed up on the camera. Whatever it was huge. It seemed like it was over 9 feet tall and just plain big. It turned around and it looked like a strange-looking person. We could not tell if it was a man or a woman. Not from the size of this thing. We can leave something out every night so it will keep coming back, so maybe in time it would come back in the daytime so we can really get a good look at it. The next night it showed up with another one. This one was smaller in size and I guess it was the female. This one was smaller and really looked different than the big one. So the big one had to be the male and the size of these people, that is if you want to call them people. We left food out every night and keep filming. The stuff in the hotel has not been missing since we have put food out every night. So I guess we found the one that was taking all the stuff around here. In one of the pieces of food I put a tracker in it. In the morning we will see if we can find out where they go in the daytime. The next morning I turned on the tracker unit and the beep was not very far from where we were. So said, let's go and find out where they are. We headed out and went around the building and for some reason the beep was coming from within the building. Wow, how did they get in, I wonder? We keep walking around the building and come up on that hole in the ground and it seemed like it went under the hotel. We did not go in because we don't know if they are asleep or waiting for us down there. So we went back to the main building and looked up on the blueprints to see where the underground cavern goes. On the blueprints it says it is the old fallout shelter for this area. It has not been used for a long time. Because there was no use for it as of all the wars have been over for a long time. The entrance goes to a big door that leads into the fallout shelter. I wonder if they opened the door and got in. The blueprints show a hallway leading down to the fallout shelter from here. So we waited until it got dark and once we seen them outside we headed to the fallout shelter and turned on all the lights down there, and when we got to the fallout shelter the place seemed like it had not been touched at all. We went over to the big doors and they were closed. So whatever is in the tunnel from here to the outside is what is outside eating right now. So they never got into the building but outside this door. We headed back to the main lobby and when we got there they were still eating. I said to everyone that no one got inside the building. So they are in the tunnel from the outside. It is only about 20 feet to the doors. In the winter time it must be really cold down there. Let us make a place down there so they can get out of the weather this winter. We can set up an area down there and open the doors and put up a plastic doorway so they can go in and out and get out of the cold. We can even set up a light and heat down there so they will at least be warm this winter. We can even set up a window we can put food into once a day for them. We will see if they understand what we are doing for them. We got to work and set things up down there and put in lights and cameras where we wanted them. We set up so some heat would do there from the main building, so the room would stay over 50 degrees or higher all winter long. In the summer it would stay cool anyway. All we did was just clean out an area and put some cinder block walls with a steel door and bulletproof glass windows so we can see in and they cannot see out. Like a one-way mirror. Within 2 days we got it done, and after the mortar set for 3 days we opened the door while they were outside eating. We will see if they make their way back into the room or not. It was not long when they found the room and they started to bring all the stuff inside and place it around the room. It is like they have the intelligence of mankind but look like a big bear. How can this be possible? I thought that man can only have human babies. How can a bear and a woman or even a man interbreed? If that was possible, these people would be the first ones we have seen that have done just that. I said I will be right back, and I went and made a call to someone I thought that would like to see these people in real time. I made a call to Hank. He is the one that is teaching science in the local college. I finally got a hold of him and told him all about what we have found and what we did. He said he would head out there this weekend. Today is Thursday and he will be here Saturday morning. I went back to see what was going on and they seemed like they were happy with their new room. We left the door open to the outside so they can come and go as they please. I don't want them to get angry at us and start tearing down the place to get out. We put food in the room when they left to go outside and eat, and when they come back they food fruit on the table right by the mirror. We opened the window and put fruit on the table. They would go over and take some and eat it. When they got done they took the leftovers outside and threw them into the woods. I said, wow, they are really clean too. I have a mic in the room and for some reason they have not talked or even said any words to each other. They just know what they want and the other one seems to know what each other wants. This is really getting strange. It seemed like yesterday I called Hank and it was there at the front desk and asking for me. They sent someone from the desk to come and get me. I went to the lobby and got Hank and took him right down to the room. When we got there they were sitting down going through some stuff they had found and we left out for them to go through to see if they could figure out what to do with it. I had Hank sit down and I said, look into the window and watch. He looked in and his mouth just dropped and said, wow, what are they? I said, we don't know, but for the size of them they matted with bears and now they look like them but act like humans. They even walk upright. Their footprint is like a big bear's. The female's footprint looks like a footprint of a human female. Hank just looked at me in disbelief and then after a while of watching them he said, I can see what you mean, they just know what each other wants and they don't even have to say anything. Wow, I wonder if they can talk. I said, I don't know, we have never heard them say anything. Hank said, I am going to stay here and watch them for a while and if you want go and get us something to eat and get me a room, okay? I said, they do not know we are here and they have never seen us, so don't say anything to them or even say hi. We do not want any contact to them right now. We don't know what they will do if they find out what we are and who we are. Hank said they know you are here because they can smell you. I would keep my distance because they could look at you as food and eat you, so I will not do anything that will give us away. All I want to do is just watch. I said, okay, then I will be back when I get something for us to eat. I left and went to the kitchen and ordered some sandwiches and drinks. Then I went to the front desk and got Hank a room down by mine. Then I went back to the kitchen and it was all ready. I took the sandwiches and drink and headed back to the room. I heard Hank talking to someone. When I got there he was talking to one of the handymen. I sat down and passed Hank the plate and he said, wow, I thought I would get a hot meal today. I said we cannot bring anything hot down here because they can smell it and might go wild trying to get to it. Hank said, oh right, I guess we don't want that to happen. We sat and ate and watched them going through all the stuff we gave them. They just keep going through all the stuff and putting it one place and then another. We watched them for quite a while and I said it is getting late and I am going to get some supper and go and watch TV some and then go to bed. I said they will be right here tomorrow so you can watch them all day if you want to. I am going now. I got up and was leaving when Hank said, come here and see this. I went back and sit down and then I heard one of them say, do you think they have caught on to us yet? The other one said, I don't think so, they keep feeding us and even give us a place to sleep beside the cold cave we were in. Then with a man's voice he said, I don't like this at all, my dad lived in a cave without lights and all this stuff. He went out and hunted for himself and come back with deer and moose to eat. I liked it when he brought back a big deer to eat, that was good on a cold night. The other one with a woman's voice said, I know Mom and Dad always seem to have enough to eat all the time. Mom had to have a warm place to stay and she cooked all we could eat too. Mom was not like us, she did not have any fur and wear cloths, she said. Dad never talked at all and all he did was growl all the time. Then the man said, I wonder if Dad ever did say anything to Mom. We only saw Dad when he brought us something to eat, beside that Dad was not around much. Both their voices were very low tones like a bass voice. It seemed to echo a lot in that room. Then they said, well, it's time to get some sleep, it is going to be a long day tomorrow. We are going to visit Mom tomorrow and it seems like it takes all day to get there. I had found the tracker that one of them had ate and I put it in some cheese and left it on the table. I hope they eat it so we can track them. After I got that done I headed for my room and then to get something to eat. It was not long after that Hank come down to the dinner and sits right down at my table and said, wow, I guess you did really find something, didn't you? I said it is different and don't know what kind of bear they are or where they come from. Maybe we will find out in the morning. I hope one of them ate the tracker. I got up early and went down to the room and the tracker was gone and all the food that was left on the table was gone too. I turned on the tracker and it was moving away from the hotel. It seemed like they were about 5 miles out now. I went and knocked on Hank's door and finally he come to the door and said, what do you want? I said they have left and they're on their way to their mom's home. He said I will be ready in a minute. I said I will meet you in the lobby. He said okay. I went to the kitchen and made some sandwiches to take with us and some bottled water. Just as I got to the lobby, Hank was there and we left to follow the tracker. The way they were going we could not follow with my 4-wheel drive. We had to find a road that went that way and it took us a while to find one. Even with GPS, some of the roads are not on the GPS as of yet. So we had to find an old map of the area we were in to follow them. We followed them for about 20 miles now and then the tracker stopped and did not move any longer. When we found the tracker no one was around and a pile of stuff was on the ground. I went through it and there was the tracker. I guess it did not take long for the tracker to go through the system. From now we are clueless. Hank said, hey, use this one. I said okay and the blip started again. He said, I thought that the one you used was not going to get us there. I put my own tracker in one of the fruits so they will just take it with them. I said, wow, I should have done that too. We followed the new blip in for another 10 miles. Then come up on some big caves and it looked like some small huts. I guess they heard our truck coming and when we got there it seemed like no one was there. We got out and something come out of one of the huts and said, who are you and why are you here? No one has ever come up here before. I said, my name is Jack and this is Hank. We have 2 of your kids living in our basement and we followed them here. I guess that makes you their mom. She just looked at me and then said, I guess you need to know what is going on then. I said, wow, that would be very good. She said, well, come inside and we will talk. We went inside and sat down and she brought over some water and it seemed like a big leaf folded to look like a cup. I said that is okay, we are fine. She sat down and then told us her story about how she'd come up here and a small brown bear took to her and just would not let her leave. The bear keep bringing me things to eat and I just keep cutting them up and cooking them and feeding them. Soon when mating season come around, one of the bears took me down and mated with me. I thought nothing of it because I know if I fought back they would eat me for dinner. So I just let them do this as much as they wanted. This went on for about a year. Then one day I felt sick and threw up more often than normal. Then my stomach got bigger and bigger. Then one day I went into labor and a little half bear and human come out. It had fur and a human face. That was the boy you saw. After that the bears keep coming around and keep mating with me all the time and I got with child again, and that is the girl bear you have seen with her brother. They are both about only 2 years old. I have a small one around here someplace. For some reason I have half-breeds. One day when I first come here I come across an old dead female bear and I cut off the fur, and that is what I use to put around me all the time so they think that I am one of the female bears. Without it I know they would eat me. I said, then why have you not left here? I said, really I have it made here? They bring me food and I take care of them here. Here you two have to go, they will be here soon. At least get back into the truck and keep quitting, just watch. She got up and we followed her back to the truck and we got in. She took herself and rubbed it all over the truck. Then it was not long when some bears showed up and went over to her place and dropped something on the ground. It looked like a small deer. She comes out on all fours with her flap up over her butt. She waved it around and one of the bears grabbed her and mated with her. Then she took the deer and went inside. They left and went on their way. The mating seemed to be rather quick. After a little while she come back out on all fours and come up to the truck and said they will be back soon and want to eat. So if you don't want to be dinner you better stay in the truck. I said the mating was rather quick. She said it don't take long for them. So that is why I said I thought nothing would happen. But over time I guess my body changed with all the stuff inside all the time, and soon my body accepted it and I was with child. So if you want, get out of here right now at a good time. They are all down to the creek taking a bath and they will be here soon. For what I have told you so far is just about everything that has happened for last 20 years around here. Not much else has happened. I started the trunk and headed out of there. We went down this road and that road and finally it was just getting dark and we pulled into the hotel. We went in and one of them said they were gone. I said we know, we followed them all day and found their mom and even got to talk to her. We just could not stay long because of all the bears around. We left and come back here. I think within 2 or 3 days they will be back here. Sure enough, on the 3rd day both of them was back here and in the room. I just got sit down and one of them said, I wonder if Jack or Hank is here now? I would like to talk to one of them. I said, I am Jack, how can I help you? The voice said, wow, we have never talked to real humans before and mom don't count. She said, my name is Sally and this is Moose. That is what mom calls him anyway. Then she said, we have never sleep in a real bed or even sit in a real chair before, can we have some furniture in here too? I said, okay, when you guys go out to eat we will do some changing things around for you. Sally said, okay, we can do that in the morning, I am tired now, we have walked all the way from mom's house to here today. I said, that is quite a ways. Sally said, it is. I said, okay, then we will see you sometime tomorrow afternoon then. Sally said okay, and then she laid down and went to sleep. I left and went to do some things I had to do, and when I got done Hank come up and said, so what happened with the bears in the room? They are both asleep now. I know I talked to the girl and her name is Sally and her brother's name is Moose. Hank said, why you didn't? I said yes I did, and she wanted some real furniture in the room. Like a bed and table and chairs. I said I have it all arranged. In the morning after they leave we can close the door and change things around and put in 2 twin beds and table and 4 chairs and even 2 dressers in there. Then open the doors again. Hank said I want to see them when they come back into the room and see all this stuff. When they left we closed the doors and went in and moved stuff around and put everything in and set it up, and then just as we opened the door they come right back in. Sally went right to the bed and laid down, and it was not long before she was back to sleep. Moose laid down and fell asleep too. They sleep most of the day, and when they got up we had some food on the table and they sat at the table and ate and talked about what happened at their mom's house. Then she said, "Wow, thank you Jack and Hank for the beds and everything you have done for us. Is there anything we can do for you to repay your kindness?" I said, "There is nothing we want from you two. Just eat and enjoy what you have." They both looked at each other and said nothing. All this time we have been filming everything we can. We will turn all of this into a movie and play it all over the world. We just will not tell them where they are or where we are until everything slows down. Then we will tell them where we are and they can come and see for themselves what they look like and see them in real life. We will put a TV screen in the lobby so everyone can watch them when they come in to get a room. I think this will put the old hotel on the map now. We will see, and would you come and rent a room?
This is John Ruland, and we'll catch you on the next story.